government is beyond its means to deal with the situation.
I suppose the question is whether it gets out of control, in a sense, because of the deployment of these resources by the federal government. And as the DA for Los Angeles, do you believe that that is likely, that is at least a possibility?
So I'm not going to wade into the political debate that's occurring in the U.S. between President Trump and the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, and others. What we believe is that we have the resources right now to deal with the situation at hand. My job as a district attorney is for the people who've decided to commit crimes in connection with any legitimate protest, that I will hold those criminals accountable. I have sent the warning message repeatedly throughout the last several days that if they do engage in this criminal conduct, we will hold them accountable for their actions. I'm hoping actually that deters them from getting involved in this criminal conduct in the first place. But if it doesn't, we'll make sure that those criminals end up facing justice.
That is Nathan Hockman, who is the Los Angeles County District Attorney, talking to Justin Webb.
This is WHYY. The delay on 95 South to Philadelphia has eased up a bit, though the right lane from the Betsy Ross Bridge through Allegheny Avenue will remain closed for construction for the time being. The right time now, about 14. Later today on Today Explained, President Trump's fight with Elon Musk is getting a lot of attention. But what about his beef with the Federalist Society? Notable members have included members of the Supreme Court like Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett. That's at 2:30 today on WHYY. On the next Fresh Air, MSNBC political analyst John Fass on her new memoir and the issues she faced as the daughter of the famous novelist Erica Jong. It's also about the worst year in her life, 2023, when her husband was diagnosed with metastasized pancreatic cancer, and she put her mother and stepfather because of dementia. Join us this afternoon at 3 and again tonight at 7 on WHYY.
You're listening to News Hour with me, Sean Lay, live from the BBC in London. When Syria's President Bashar al-Assad fled 6 months ago, it was the end of an authoritarian family dictatorship stretching back more than half a century. During the last 13 years of its existence, a period of civil war, more than 1 million people were detained, and 100,000 of them are still missing. That's according to human rights groups. Dozens of former officials have told the BBC about their role in forcing, often brutally, Syria's prison regime. Sarah Obeideh reports.
This is my solitary cell, number 21.
Shadi Haroun has returned to Medzeh prison, formerly run by Assad's Air Force intelligence. He was held there twice over the course of nearly 10 years as a political prisoner.
They would suspend people on this door. They'd pull us up and we'd be on our toes. It would last 30 minutes and then we'd pass out.
Assad's prisons were notorious for their widespread torture, operating with no transparency. But now, a BBC investigation has tracked down 40 former insiders of various ranks, the people collectively complicit in what have been described by the United Nations as crimes against humanity.
Our superiors would say, torture them. Don't let them sleep at night. Put them in a grave if you want to. Bury them alive if you want to.
The men we are speaking to offer rare first-hand accounts about what happened. We agreed to conceal their identities, given the value of their testimonies. This man, who we're calling Zain, was a high-ranking intelligence official.
Officers could be tempted with benefits like a house, a car, an office, and things like that. The power, the authority. So kill, do whatever, and we will have your back. But thankfully, I didn't get involved in that.
Did they give you those things?
Of course, they gave me a car on day one.
Officers like Zain, who worked in an intelligence branch with an underground prison, often tried to distance themselves or deny responsibility for the regime's direct violence.
My silence? If I spoke one word, I would sentence myself to death.
You were highly ranked, maybe higher than others working there.
Yes, I was the second in command in that branch, right below the head of the branch.
You didn't try?
No, I didn't.
Only one was willing to admit their direct role.